We are back, and we are here with yet another episode of Generational Sports. Josh, is your favorite number? It's number 69. I know you've been waiting for this for a very long time. See, even that childish smile right there got him.
I really wanted it to be the end of the year when we did 69. I thought that would have been a perfect way to end the year.
Come on, bro.
Come on. Nah, you.
Come on, bro.
I hate you. But yeah, we're back. I wasn't here last week, but I appreciate Matt for filling in for me. But yeah, we're back, and Connie always got to make things weird.
It's my fault that you're the one saying you wanted to 69.
No,
I guess
we do episode 69. I just didn't say episode.
You know, whatever helps you sleep at night, Josh. How are you, brother? We missed you last week, of course, and we're back. We're whole again. And how we feeling, brother?
Feeling good. It's been a decent day. Actually, no, it hasn't been a decent day. My neighbor decided to park a big-ass RV on the street. Kind of made it impossible for me to park. So, yeah, I was a little bit upset about that. But other than that, it's been good. How are you, Connie?
Oh, living the dream. Got another, your boy got another NFT today.
So, oh, my God.
Yo, listen, it's not my fault that you're living in the past.
NFT, bro, come on.
All right, Josh. All right, so you might say this now.
What's the picture of? I want to go save it so I can.
Oh yeah, and then try to sell it for as much money, and I bet you
can. How much you buy it for?
All right, listen to this then, Mr. Smart So.
And what's going to increase its value? Why is its value going to go
Because it's rare. There's only a certain amount made.
Certain amount of that picture?
Or collectible, yes.
Like, I get it's your unique, like, link. It's, like, you owned that kind. But, like, what's the value in that shit? Like, who wants... It's money laundering.
Why is there value?
NFTs are money laundering.
No. But why is there value in action figures and things like that then, or comic books?
That's completely different.
No, it's not. It's the
yes,
same.
It is. Because that's a real thing. That's a tangible thing. Something online that every human on Earth that has access to the internet can also have. Is not the same thing.
They can look at it. They don't.
That's like having a chip and being like, this is valuable because it's the only chip like this. It's like, but it's just a chip. That's all it is.
Josh, you sound very old right now. It's okay.
I probably do because I just don't get it. I don't get the value.
Listen, I didn't get it either, but I'll tell you, this is where I got it. You want to know why? Because I bought one for $60 and it's currently selling for $1,400. So listen,
hey, if you can make money off it, I'm not saying if you can make money. I'm just like, I don't get that.
Listen, do I still completely get it? No.
But if there's money, man. Hey.
But listen, money, I understand that. That's my love language.
Yeah. Hey, if people are gonna pay for that shit, get your money.
Hey, you know what? That's exactly what I'm saying. That is precisely what I'm saying. Josh, this is a weird episode. Usually when we start these off, there's no football on. We're pre-gaming. But no, I'm watching Browns-Raiders right now. A nice little 10-7 game here. So a little different than, NFL, NBA going through the COVID stuff. We'll obviously get into all of that. But, Josh, I guess we started off with a little UFC. Quick thoughts on UFC 269, which obviously you were not here to give us your thoughts on for. That Lewis fight of the year. Are we going to go with our fighter of the year?
Yeah, for UFC 269, it was a great event. Dana always has the best pay-per-views for the end of the year, and the main card is really good. Sean O'Malley comes out and beats Paiva, who is, I think he was 15th ranked during that fight, and he put his lights out. So I think it's fair to say that Sean O'Malley still. I understand people saying he still really hasn't beaten anyone, but like that's just because he's better than everyone he's fought. Like he makes it look like it's so easy that they don't seem like fair competition. But he's a good fighter, so I think he'll be ranked now. And then I was honestly so happy to see Cody Garbrandt get knocked out. Also, I mean, the dude thought he was 0-3 coming into this fight. That he goes down to lightweight and acts like just because he's going down, he's going to dominate everyone. And then Kai France knocks him out. Potentially puts an end to this whole Cody Garbrandt's and the fighter still. He just hasn't been good in his recent fights. And I wouldn't even say it's just because he's getting beat up. He's just not fighting back. Like he just doesn't look like the old Cody. So I was happy to see that happen. And then, Pena shocks the world. I mean, one of the biggest upsets in sports history. And it was pretty obvious how she did it. A lot of people, when Amanda Nunes starts throwing punches, they back up. They get worried that they're going to get knocked out. She said, "I don't care. You can hit me as much as you want, but I'm throwing them back." And Nunes didn't like that. She got tired because that guillotine wasn't even all the way in. It was just got below the chin, just got to a tight point, and Nunes knew that she was going to be finished, so she tapped. But I'm very excited for number 2. I'm guessing Nunes is going to be the favorite again, because why wouldn't she be? She gets the game plan, gets to come back. Even though, Pena's the champ, she's still going to be the underdog in this fight, and I can't wait to see it again. But then the main event, I think we got to start respecting Charles Oliveira as a real champ now. When he beat Michael Chandler for the vacant belt that Khabib left, no one really thought he was a real champ. Everyone thought it was going to be Poirier. And now he put Poirier out. He put him to sleep. So I think it's time you start looking at Oliveira as one of the elite fighters in the UFC. But yeah, it was a great overall event. Really good.
Josh, we didn't really talk about it much last week, obviously, because you weren't here and you are the UFC guy. But listen, I have to admit, I didn't see literally any of it. I saw I saw the first 3 minutes of the O'Malley fight, but then I got a nice little call from the squad that we were headed to the clubs.
Okay.
We went, when I had more than a few drinks, I should say.
Legal. Connie's legal.
I am legal, exactly. So I can say these things.
Yeah.
But it was that was a long night, to say the least. I was not well, but yeah, I didn't get to see him. I obviously watched the highlights and things like that, but it yeah, I mean, going on Twitter, I remember it's funny, I was still out, obviously, when Pena won. I looked at my phone, I was like, damn, this really happened. And then, immediately trying to go on Twitter to see, if anybody had posted it yet and seeing what happened. And, just looking at the guillotine, like you said, it never really seemed like it was all the way in. So it was kind of a surprise that she did end up getting the win. But, it happens. Like you said, I'm sure that Nunes is going to end up being back, be able to game plan. And it was weird. That was the thing that everybody kept saying too, was like, oh, the guillotine wasn't really all the way in and everything like that. So it was almost like she gave up without trying sort of thing, is what what everybody was hearing, or what I was hearing. So definitely a weird situation. You obviously wouldn't expect that out of her, but she comes back, games plan, like you said, she'll probably end up being the favorite again in their next fight when they do have that rematch. I think, yeah, like you said, I think I was the one that picked Poirier in the championship fight. I don't remember, but hey, Oliveira, maybe it's just his man's time. It's his time to rule, that division, and the respect is certainly, if you didn't have it before, he's definitely gaining it, and good on him. It is definitely good on him. So a great week. Or a great show, I should say. I wish I had seen more of it, obviously, but life gets in the way sometimes, and I wouldn't even say that was in the way. Just having a good old time.
You potentially had a better time out than watching it. So I mean, at least it wasn't.
It was certainly a good time. I will say, I can't even lie. Before we move on, Josh, I gotta always remind the people. I always forget. Listen, we're multifaceted over here, so we can't see your stuff on Twitter anymore, unfortunately. But hey, Facebook, Twitter, not Twitter. I just said that. Facebook, YouTube, and guess what? A little bit of Twitch, a little Colorcast, people. You got to make sure you hit up the Colorcast as well. Got a nice little partnership with them going on now. Love the app. If you don't want to stare at these beautiful faces, which mistake anyway, you go over to Colorcast, just the audio. You can listen, people. You can leave it running in the back of your phone. You don't even have to have the app up. You can turn your screen off or whatever, leave it running on in the back, do some errands, go play with your dog, get a little workout in while you're listening to us. Maybe we'll give you some motivation, I don't know how, but we can, go. You got this. Woo.
Keep
Go
going.
ahead, listen. Colorcast, we're available in many, many different places. But Josh, we go continue on to the Lewis card.
Yeah, this fight, I didn't watch it only up until the last 3 fights. And Angela Hill is a fighter that her career is kind of weird because she's always ranked, but she loses so many split decisions that arguably she should win, that if she does get those her way, she's probably top 3 in the division. But I think she's lost 4 straight split decisions. So it's kind of rough for her. Same thing happened here. Got dominated round 1, stole round 2, but then she got knocked down at the end of round 3 when it was still close. So she wound up losing the split decision, but she put up a good fight. And then after that, Bilal Muhammad versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That was it. I don't like Bilal Muhammad because he's good at what he does, but all he does is he knows he can't stand and fight with anyone. So he'll get people to the ground, but he doesn't do anything with it because he doesn't want to risk getting countered. So he's the most boring fighter on the planet. All he does is pin you against the cage, doesn't throw anything, just gets on top of you and stays there. And that's exactly what he did against Wonderboy and wound up getting the win because of it. But then Derek Lewis, his last fight, everyone hated how boring it was because he didn't throw. I think he threw 1 punch in the first round and then wound up losing against Cyril Gahn. But in this fight, he was active in this fight. He was going after Chris Daukaus, and Chris Daukaus he had 5 straight knockouts coming into this fight. So he was ready to fight too, but Derek Lewis landed a right hand when Daukaus came in, and then he got him against the cage and hit him again and put him to sleep, like literal sleep. The man was knocked out straight to the ground. So yeah, Derek Lewis bounced back. I don't think he's gonna. If there was no Ngannou and Cyril Gahn, he's probably the champ of that division. But unfortunately, there is a Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gahn, and we've already seen him fight both of them, and he's lost to both of them. So I don't think he's going to get another title shot. But I still think he's a very good fighter. So we'll see him go up against some guys that are trying to rise in the rankings still. But yeah, it was a good card. And then fight of the year, there were a lot of really good fights this year. I think I am going to go with. I have a tie. I'm going with Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo for the first title fight that wound up in a draw. They were just throwing punches at each other, both of them landing a lot, but no one got knocked out. It was just super entertaining. It was Brandon Moreno's coming out party. Figueiredo retained the title because it was a draw, but it was good. And then Oliveira versus Chandler, when Chandler almost knocked out Oliveira in the first round, then Oliveira comes out and knocks him out. So I'd say those two are the tie for fight of the year for me.
I'm going with, I can't remember, I should know this. I can't remember who we fought though. That Gaethje fight, there was only like 3 rounds.
The recent one?
Yeah, it must have been. It was an undercard
fight. He fought
fight.
Michael Chandler. Chandler. Yeah.
They were killing each other. And
that was crazy.
I think it went to Gaethje in a unanimous decision. Mm-hmm. But they were just standing there and just throwing. Like that was an unbelievable fight. Like that's the one that definitely comes to memory when I think. And listen, when it comes to MMA, it's hard for something to actually come to memory because I forget a lot of these things. Because it's obviously something that I'm not, I'm getting there. But that was crazy. That fight was ridiculous.
Yeah. Chandler, he's only been in the UFC for 2 fights. He just got signed to fight Oliveira, and then he fought Gaethje. For him to have 2 potential fight of the years in his first 2 fights is insane. And my fighter of the year, I got to give it to Brandon Moreno because last year he said in a post-fight interview, he said he doesn't know when, doesn't know how, but he's going to be UFC champ, and he achieved it. I don't think anyone saw him coming out and beating Davison Figueiredo or even competing with him. And, he gets a draw in the first fight and then chokes him out in the second fight. So we're going to see that trilogy at the early part of next year. But, yeah, he's my fighter of the year. Just, that's how you want your year to go. You finally get ranked and you want to be champion after that. And that's exactly what he achieved.
Listen, I'm going to give it to somebody I don't even know if they technically deserve it, but I love her. Let me get Rose, bro.
Now she's champ. She's the champ.
She's
So,
champ. We're both fights this year.
yeah, both were this year.
Hey, listen, knocks her out in the first one, and then the second one, a drawn out fight. She gets the decision. Listen, man, love me some Rose.
Yeah.
Big Rose guy. Call me a rosebud, if you will. That's a WWE reference, but hey, we can bring it to the MMA. Why not? They got a little WWE in them, except they actually kill each other, and then the trash talk is the WWE part. Well, with that, we move on to the NBA, and listen, it's getting dicey, folks. It is getting a little dicey with the whole COVID situation. We obviously have the variants and this, that, whatever, blah blah blah. We're here for the sports aspect of it, and just with that, the question continues to be: do they stop the season, and do they let things kind of pass and get everybody healthy? Because I mean, you look at the people that are on COVID right now. I mean, KD's on it, Harden's on it, John Morant, Anthony Edwards. Kyrie came back for literally a day, and got put back on that. I mean, if there's a very talented or even good player that's in the NBA, they probably have COVID right now. So it's hard, man, because you don't want to stop the season, but it has. I don't think they have to yet, but I think it does get to a point eventually where they have no choice to, because you're right. You're literally looking at G League teams right now. I mean, the Nets.
They're allowing players to sign another. They're allowing teams to sign players now because it's gotten so bad. An extra player.
Yeah, I mean, the Nets played a game with 8 players, and it's just not good. It's not good for anybody. I mean, then you got some people playing more minutes, and then that's going to turn into an injury thing, and it's just not a good situation for the NBA right now, and it makes it even worse because you look at the NFL, right? And they have a COVID outbreak too right now. I mean, look, we started moving games like we did last year. There's 2 games on tonight. There's 2 games on tomorrow. We got obviously Thursday night football and things like that, but we're getting to that point where it's is the NFL going to complete the bingo card and just play every day of the year again? And while it hasn't gotten to that point, it is certainly not good. And the main difference is the NFL plays outside. So, just listening to everything that, COVID is apparently a whole lot worse inside than it is outside. And we all know that the NBA is an indoor sport, especially, can't play outside in the middle of December. Might be a little, those Knicks games might be a little chilly. You know what I mean? Those Boston Celtic games, you're going to be bundled up. So they play inside, which apparently makes everything worse. And then here's the other thing too: do you stop the season or do you go to half capacities? But if you go to half capacity, then the owners are going to say, well, we might as well just stop it because we're not going to make our money back, and it's a mess. I don't think there's a proper way to handle it, but I think they're just going to keep playing on, man. I really do. I think that they're just going to play on until the point that they would be forced to stop. And I don't know if they ever get to that point because there's a bunch of people in the G League. If you're able to just sign people whenever you want and sign this person or that person, you're going to be able to field a team. I mean, it's not going to be a very good one. You might get, blown out by the teams that are, not dealing with COVID, but it's getting to a dicey situation, but I think they're just going to end up playing on.
Yeah, I agree. I think with them allowing teams to get bigger due to COVID and postponing games, I think it shows that they have no plans to stop the season. But I definitely think they need to consider shortening it, just trying to, push through it. Because, I mean, we're not even at the All-Star break yet. And half the team, the Bulls have already had to postpone 5 games this year. They missed half their team. The Nets, like you said, they only had 8 players. I think they need to consider shortening it or doing something. I know that takes away from teams that are struggling, that are normally playoff teams, like Like the Celtics haven't had the best of year, the Lakers and everyone. So I think it's not good for the NBA. But I mean, if it keeps going at this rate, they're just gonna wind up postponing every game because literally no players will be able to play. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. I mean, it's if it was later in the season, then it's pretty simple. Like, we're so close. Let's just finish it off. But the fact that we're not even at All-Star break just makes me wonder how far they're going to let it go until they're like, all right, we're going to have to do a bubble again. Because I guarantee that's a possibility.
I think
too.
They should.
Yeah, I think it's a huge possibility, especially because how good the basketball was in the bubble last time. And I think that they'd definitely be interested in doing something like that. But I don't know. It's so weird how they're handling it. I thought for sure they just stopped games for a while, but allowing teams to add extra players, like everybody's getting signed right now. CJ Miles got signed today. I mean, a lot of players are getting signed right now because of it. So it's interesting to see how they're going to handle it throughout, but I agree. I don't think they're going to stop the season.
And you also wonder, like, how – and it's obviously not an important part of everything, with obviously more serious things involving. But like, how does it affect like the award races and everything like that as well? Because say, is it you're kind of out of the race because you ended up getting COVID and another player didn't? Like, if KD keeps playing his way, but KD's right now on COVID, and Steph doesn't get it, does he run away with it because KD got it? Or is it like, well, we can't really penalize the dude for not being able to play. Like, it's not like he's, sitting out or whatever because he feels like it. He's not allowed to play. So I wonder how it affects the award races and everything as well. But it's going to be interesting. It's definitely not fun. We saw this. This is kind of like the new norm in a way where, around the holidays, it spikes up. Everybody gets together. There's, listen, the entire city basically has it right now because of SantaCon. So, it's everybody gets together. We're indoors a lot more, and it's a mess. It's a mess. But listen, I don't have to plan around it. I'm just the idiot that gets to watch. So NBA, whatever you do. Have fun. All I'm worried about is the Super Bowl and the Winter Olympics. Well, hey, for those Winter Olympics, the NHL was supposed to go. Now they're probably not going to because the NHL obviously is having a lot of COVID issues as well. And I believe it's funny. The NHL actually made 2 schedules this year. And because during the middle of the year, they were going to take a 2-week break or something like that to let their athletes go to the Olympics. And I think like they have a certain deadline to like enact like the alternate schedule, if they didn't end up going. And it looks like the NHL probably isn't going to go because of COVID as well. And then the Super Bowl, listen, the NFL, they're going to keep it pushing.
Yeah,
well, we've seen it by now. They don't care. Yeah. So I mean, here's the thing though. I think when it comes to the Super Bowl, I don't know. Like, I don't think they would be able to postpone the Super Bowl unless something crazy happens. So like, if you're going to the Super Bowl and you have to have a backup quarterback, you might have to play.
Yeah.
Because you know how difficult it is to just move the Super Bowl. Like, this isn't, week 15 NFL game like what we're doing right now with the Ravens and the Raiders and the Browns. Like, this is an event.
Like, imagine the Super Bowl on a Wednesday at like 3 p.m. Like that'd be just so insane.
Like, the only way I could see them moving is if they moved it like a week later, like they would do it the next Sunday, or something. And I'm sure that they have it built in. But I wonder, like, what has to go wrong involving the Super Bowl for them to do it? Because I think if you're missing, a few starters, they're like, listen, bro, life sucks sometimes, doesn't it? But, if all of a sudden you're missing your quarterback, 3 wide receivers,
head coach,
both of your tackles, maybe a corner, like at that point, it's like, maybe we should just, move this one around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what has to go wrong in order for the NFL to do that, because they have also changed their COVID protocols too. Where like if there's a certain viral load or whatever, then you can play, and if like this person's only getting tested this amount of times, and I don't know. So it's going to be complicated, and like I said, I'm just the idiot that gets to watch. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy it because listen, I'm a double header on Monday. I'm fine. I've been watching football since 5:00. Going to watch the Monday night game tonight, even though it's going to be awful. Tuesday we got Eagles, Washington, and Seahawks, Rams. Those games probably not going to be very good. But am I going to watch? Yeah, because it's football, and I am who I am. And speaking of football, we'll go there. We will go there, and we start off, week 15 recap. And listen, people, me and Josh do our teams every week, but, we know that's sometimes not the most interesting thing for our teams. But, hey, I think the Pats Colts game was definitely interesting. And, just, my Patriot fan thoughts on the game. It was so frustrating because this game was so winnable. Like, the Colts let the Patriots hang around, and like it was just the mistakes that you don't see them make, which what cost them the game, which is the annoying part, because if they play this game any other day, they probably win. But it was just that, like the punt and block touchdown. That was the second time Jake Bailey's ever had a punt block in his career. That's the second time it results in a touchdown. Mac at the end of the second quarter, going down, and we've seen it. I mean, I've seen it with Tom Brady forever in New England. You get the 1-and-1 where you score before you going into the half, you get the ball back, and then you score again, and bam, you're right back into the game, or you put the game away. And what does Mac do? He throws an interception to Darius Leonard, which was a very, good play by Darius Leonard. He looked, he just read the eyes of Mac and picked the ball off. So, it's not even, I mean, like, it's Mac's fault, but it's a good play by Leonard as well. You have to give credit where credit's due. And that Colts defense is very underrated. Like, they have the most takeaways in the NFL. Like, that's not some, oh, look, the Colts defense all of a sudden played good. Like, no. They got Darius Leonard over there. They got DeForest Buckner. Kenny Moore's playing well. By the way, love. See, it's almost hard to hate the Colts too because I watched their Hard Knocks, so I like them now.
Yeah.
So, and I got once Annapolis over there. Once VP, so the WVP. So I can't hate them too much, but it was the uncharacteristic things, and then all the penalties too, man. Like, the Patriots are driving down, they're looking good, and bam, holding call, or illegal man downfield this, and interference that, and it was very frustrating. It was very frustrating. And I think the thing, and I'm not panicked about it. Like I said, if you remember, going into this stretch where they played the Titans, Bills, Colts, and then Bills again, I said if they go 2-2, I'd be happy with it. They're 2-1 right now, so they can either go 2-2, and I'd be happy with that, like I said, or they can go 3-1, and they would do even better than I thought. So, obviously, did you want to go 4-0? I mean, what kind of question is that? Of course you want to go 4-0. You want to win every game you play in the NFL, but, sometimes things don't happen. But, like I was saying, I think the thing that we forget, because he's played well this year, and, the Patriots are 9-5, I believe, or 9-5? 9-6?
I think 9-6 now.
I don't know. I gotta look, but right?
No, 9-5.
9-5. Yeah, I think they're 9-5.
Sure. I'll look.
Yeah, you take a gander there. Oh, but we forget that Mac's a rookie. Like those two interceptions were kind of rookie things. It's making sure that he doesn't get intercepted in the red zone. It's making sure that. And listen, even that second interception, that was a diving play by one of the linebackers on the Colts. I can't remember exactly who it was. That's another great play. He makes a diving interception, going towards the sideline. But we forget that these things are still going to happen because Mac has played well. And what?
9-5.
Okay, 9-5. But we forget these things happen because Mac has played well this year, and because the Patriots, do have a 9-5 record, and if they win this game, they would have had the number 1 seed again. And all these things are in our head, and then it's like, oh, he made that mistake. He is a rookie. Let me not, go off the deep end here. Now, if this is a 5-year quarterback, a 6-year quarterback, and you're making mistakes like that, a veteran, you can be a lot more critical. But in situations like that, it's okay, that was his rookie, mess up, and you hope that he learns from it and doesn't do it moving forward, because those 2 interceptions probably cost them the game. I believe they scored on the second interception. They at least got some points out of it. No, that might have been the field goal that they missed. They might have missed that field goal after the diving interception. But even speaking of field goals, they miss a field goal, but the Patriots are offsides. They re-kick it and they make it. So that's 3 points taken off the board. The interception in the red zone, that's at least 3 points taken off the board. You're up to 6 now. Listen, maybe they score on the drive. You never know, but for a fact that they scored on that punt block, so you can add another 7 points to that. So, you're getting up into an area where you gave up a lot of points that weren't necessary. And like I said, I think if they play that game almost any other day, they probably would have won it. But bad luck for them, they didn't. And then, you go over to the Colts side of everything. Listen, Jonathan Taylor, to me, is 3rd in the MVP voting right now. I still have it Brady, Rodgers. Listen, it's a quarterback award, people. Let's be honest. He'll probably he might finish even lower than that because he is a running back. But in a year where I don't think anybody has run away with it per se, because listen, you look at Brady, he's had a couple bad games. Obviously, we'll talk about last night later. You look at Rodgers, he's missed a game and he's had some bad games. So nobody's had like the, all 15 games. They haven't done anything terrible or like made any terrible mistakes. So I think there is a chance for him to still win it. And if you look at the averages through this week of the season of running backs that have won the MVP, he's right there. I mean, I think he was like 100 yards short, like a touchdown short of like the average. But, he gets another 200-yard game, 3 touchdowns, all of a sudden he's well ahead of the averages. And I think, the question that you had put on the doc and everything is, can he lead them to a deep playoff run? And the answer is yes, because you look at, and I'm going to go back to the Patriots because that's what I know and what Brady does. They pass the ball as much as a lot of people did too. But if you see good teams, late in the year, they start running the ball. Because you understand in the playoffs, if you're playing outside, if you're not a dome team like an Indy, or the Cardinals or, the Rams where it's 90 degrees out, even though we're in January and December, you have to be able to run the ball because that weather messes with you. Like, you really want to pass the ball 50 times when it's 10 degrees outside and you can't feel your fingers? So the good teams develop a run game, and I think the Colts learned a lot from that Buck game because it almost happened again that they choked in. They've choked like three games this year where they've had like a 10-plus point lead. You don't remember the Ravens game, obviously the Buck game, which I just alluded to, and there was one more that I can't remember. They showed the graphic for it, but I can't remember what game it was. But I think they learned most from that Buck game where it was like, we had it won and we just kept throwing the ball. Like, why, when we got this lead, did we not start running it? And that's where the famous picture of the guy wearing the run the damn ball hat came from and everything like that. So I think Taylor can lead them to a deep playoff run. And you also have to remember too, like, is Wentz the best quarterback? No. He's not top 10. He's borderline 15-ish in my eyes. But that's good enough to win. You're not talking about having the 30th best quarterback in the league. It's not like you have some nobody back there. He's played in some important games. He was an MVP candidate all those years ago before he messed his knee up. So you have an excellent run game, a defense that takes the ball away from more than anybody, and Wentz, who in big spots can make the throw. Can he also make a bad decision? Absolutely. But there's still that opportunity where he can win you the game. So I think the Colts are a team nobody really wants to play. I also think it's like that for the Browns too. I don't think anybody really wants to play the Browns either. You're telling me in late December, early January, you want to play a team that can run the ball down your throat? Like, I just don't think that is what you want. Logan, get this blasphemy out of my chat. Foles is better than Wentz. Come on. Let's be real here.
He's
Where's
got a
Foles?
statue. He's got a
Where's
statue.
Foles? On the bench.
Got a statue.
Which ruined the Wentz Philadelphia relationship. Imagine going to work every day and your ex has a statue in front. Like, bro, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I agree. I think this game, I just think the start that the Colts had really kind of put the Patriots in a bad spot. I mean, they go down multiple scores early, and they clawed back, like you said. The Colts kind of really let them hang in there. But I think, that blocked punt just gave Colts all the momentum they really needed to get towards the end of that game. And like a lot of people got to understand, like Mac Jones hasn't been put in that situation in years, really. I mean, at Alabama, he never had that happen. And so far this season, it's not really. I mean, he had the game against New England, but that was kind of bad weather. Couldn't really do too much about that game, and it was close. And he did a good job, and I think he did a decent job this game. The interceptions, but
Wait, the game against the Bucs, you meant?
What'd I say?
In New England, but yeah.
Oh, he is New England.
I know, because I was going to say too. The only time he's had to really throw the ball was the Buck game and the Saints game, which they obviously both lost.
Yeah, so I mean, he hasn't been put in this situation a lot, and I mean, he's done a decent job at it so far. It's just this game he didn't get it done, and those are things he's going to learn eventually. He's a rookie. He's got to go through those. He's got to lose some of those to learn how to win them. But yeah, they had their chances late. But then, Jonathan Taylor just puts the dagger in them, with that long touchdown run, just kind of ended it right there. But yeah, for Jonathan Taylor, I think it's exactly what you were saying. Like they established the run very well, but then they kind of abandon it when it's working and stuff. So it's very weird. But I think having as good of a defense as they have, and Wentz being like I'd say average to above average quarterback, I do think he can carry them. And I think they got to realize that that's kind of why he's there. He's not running the ball crazy like this. You didn't draft him to not be able to carry them. So I think, if they probably will make the playoffs, after getting this win, I think they're 8-6 now.
I think they're the 5th seed.
There's because I think aren't the Chiefs 9-5 also?
No, the Chiefs are 10-5.
10-5. So you guys are top 2 seed, and then there's 4 teams that are 8-6. So I think they'll probably make the playoffs, but they're going to have to rely on Jonathan Taylor a lot, because I think establishing that run, getting teams to commit to the run on Jonathan Taylor is going to do wonders for Carson Wentz. And I think they just have to keep sticking with that rather than trying to get Wentz going, because what's going to get him going is having a run game and getting better looks. But yeah, I do think he's good enough to get them in the deep playoff run, especially if they can have that defense keep playing this way.
So right now the playoff picture: Chiefs are 10-4, Patriots are 9-5, Titans are 9-5, the Bengals are 8-6, Colts are 8-6, Chargers 8-6, Bills 8-6, Ravens 8-6. The Browns are currently 7-6. They are losing 13-7 right now.
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Damn, I'm behind. I don't have
NFL. I've got it on my phone.
See, I don't have NFL Network on my TV, so I have to stream it, and the stream is always behind. Aha, you're right. 14-3. So if the Browns hang on, they'll be 8-6. It's a mess, man. It really is. Because I think also, it's weird. Right now, the Bengals 8-6 are the 4 seed, but I think if the Browns win, the Bengals are out of the playoffs again.
Really?
I think they drop all the way out, because I think
when they played, did the Browns?
I think, yeah. Didn't the Browns beat them? Because I don't remember.
I don't either. Too many games.
Exactly. Listen, there's a lot of football this year. Biggest schedule ever,
Yeah.
I was making the graphic for later. Week 16, usually week before the last. No, we still got 2 more weeks after that. Excited. I like it.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was a fun Saturday game. Obviously a little disappointing on my Patriot fan end, but hey, it happens. We're going to win every single game. We move on to your Panthers though, Josh, and they lost again to the Bills. Just you go ahead there, bud. I'm your shoulder.
Yeah, it was a tough game. We just came out and our offense, I felt like we were running the same 3 plays over and over and over again. We give it to Amir Abdullah up the gut, and then we give it to Amir Abdullah up the gut, and then we send everybody 20 yards and just see if something gets open. And I hate it. It was so annoying. But yeah, I mean, I thought our defense started off really strong. We really didn't let them. I don't think they scored until their 4th drive. So we were playing well to start the game. But then, Devin Singletary gets a touchdown. Then they get a field goal. Then they score another touchdown. But we got a touchdown, I think, late second quarter. Cam ran it in. And then he threw a 2-point conversion. So it was like 8-17. And one thing that really pissed me off about Matt Rule, he's like, we held them to 17 points. Like, that's 3 scores, bro. Like, you didn't hold them to anything. That's 3 scores. But, yeah, then the second half came along. They just kind of poured it on us early. We couldn't get anything going offensively because, like I said, we did the same damn thing over and over. Give it to Amir Abdullah, then try to throw it to somebody deep, which didn't work very well. They wound up getting to like 31 points before we even scored again. And then, Matt, I just don't understand what Matt Rule's thinking in the post-game press conferences. Like, they're not even asking questions where you can blame someone, but then he blames someone. Like it's so they're like, what do you think you could have done, like, offensively? Like, just be like, hey, we could have connected on this play or something. He's like, oh no, Cam's got to make that throw. Like, like if he makes that throw, that's a pick 6, bro. Like and then he tried saying that was a bad read. All right, so it was an RPO. So basically, you're looking to see if the safety's coming down. And if he's coming down, you don't hand the ball off. He came down, was unblocked, so Cam didn't hand the ball off, and so he threw it. And then Brandon Zylstra just didn't block the guy, and Robbie got cracked, and the ball was incomplete. And Matt Rule said that Cam made the wrong decision. And, Matt Rule has been shitting on Joe Brady since he's got here, defended our current offensive coordinator when it was a bad decision. And I don't get it's 4th and 1. Like, the one guy you want QB sneaking on 4th and 1 is Cam Newton. Like, that's the guy you want.
I'm taking Tom Brady over. Greatest QB sneaker of all time.
He's very good at it. I agree.
Bro, speaking of QB sneaks, now I'm going to get into an annoyed rant. Why does every team in the NFL not do a QB sneak on 4th and 1?
I don't know.
I would go for it on 4th and 1, maybe every time, and only call QB sneaks. I saw it with the Patriot game. The Colts went for it 3 times on 4th and 1. QB sneak right behind Quentin Nelson every time they got it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, these quarterbacks are like 6'5". Yeah. You tell me they can't get a yard? Like, if you have a decent O-line, bro, I'm going for it 4th down. QB sneaks only. I'm not handing the ball off where they can get penetration. I'm not passing. I'm going right behind my guard. And then having the running back, run up and block it. Yeah. Run up and push from the back. Every time.
It's so stupid. I just don't get it. Like, why would you be like, hey, maybe if we throw it 15 yards to the sideline or a quick slant, we'll get the 4th and 1. It's like, you need 1 yard, man. And a lot of times it's less than a yard when it's those situations where you're like, oh, yeah, we're going for it. And they never run the QB sneak. It's very annoying. But, yeah, towards the end of the game, we're just kind of just chucking and praying. And I thought Cam played a really good game. I really did. I think he played a really good game. In the first half, he did miss DJ wide open, was a walk-in touchdown. Missed him wide open, just underthrew him. But, yeah, outside of that, I thought he was really accurate, really smart with the ball. But I don't get Matt Rule. We drafted Brady Christensen, who did a great job protecting Zach Wilson at BYU. We drafted him to be our left tackle. Kind of guess why he doesn't want him starting at left tackle.
Browns just picked the ball off, by the way. Sorry.
God damn it. But guess why? Guess why he says Brady Christensen can't be our left tackle?
Can't be the left tackle. Well, Cam's not a lefty, so it's not like it's not worth protecting his blind side. I don't know.
His arms are too short.
That
is his reasoning. But Cam Irving, who has proved absolutely nothing, he's been dog shit since he's gotten to the league, is still getting the start. And he allowed 12 pressures and 2 sacks this week. And then in the post today in Matt Rhule's interview, he said, we're probably still not going to start Brady at left tackle. We feel like he's going to be a star here for a long time, but we're not going to start. It's like, how do you expect him?
So he doesn't start at all?
No, he started at left guard a couple times, but he wasn't in the lineup at all last week. At all.
So when did they draft him?
This year. We drafted him this year.
No, like what round?
I think 3rd round. I think he was a 3rd round pick.
Bold. Very bold.
But I mean, it's getting annoying. I mean, Cam played really well. But yeah, he threw a pick at the end of the game when we were in our, there's 53 seconds left on the clock. We're down like 18. He just was trying to make a play and got picked off. But yeah, it was an ugly game. I'm just so annoyed with Matt Rhule, man. My problem isn't exactly his coaching. It's just what he says. Like, he blames everyone. He's like, we got to be more disciplined on the D-line with these penalties. That's from coaching, man. That's what the coach does, is get his players disciplined, okay? Like, that's your job. Quit blaming them. It's annoying. And now there's a very real chance Sam Darnold starts this week if he's able.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get to see that again. Why is that? Because he hates Cam Newton, man. He really does.
Poor man.
He said this last week. He said our quarterback can't turn the ball over twice in back-to-back games, which I agree. You can't have that from a quarterback consistently. 2 turnovers in back-to-back games, can't have that. Sam Darnold threw 3 picks and lost a fumble in one game, and then the next week he threw 2 picks. He said absolutely nothing. All he said was, we got to stop that pressure from getting in. Like, man, you can't defend him and then blame him. Like, make up your mind, bro. Like, is it bad? Like, whose fault is it? It's so annoying, man. And Cam keeps taking the high road. Doesn't say anything, put it all on him. And I appreciate that from him. I feel bad for Cam that he came back to this shit show, man. I feel really bad for him. He's been good for us, but tough times, We'll see this offseason. My dreams for this offseason, maybe Aaron Rodgers. That'd be nice.
Okay.
Maybe Russell Wilson. That'd be nice. But chances are it's, Jacoby Brissett, or we trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Those are the 2 most likely.
We got Mr. Deshaun Watson out there.
Yeah, he ain't coming here. He's not doing that. He's going to Miami, if anything. With the way Tua's playing.
I mean, Tua's showing a little something.
Yeah.
Listen, we didn't even talk about, we'll go into the NFL topics. I don't even know if the urban thing is on here. It's not. Bro. Like, it was not going to be well. Like, the whole situation was never going to end well, right? This man's getting it thrown back on by some random girl in a bar. With a picture, by the way, of him and his wife at the bar. Just saying. On the wall. There's literally a picture of him and his wife on the wall. Then he doesn't take the plane back from Miami. He, was out here kicking kickers and
called him. What did he call him? What did he say? He just called him like motherfucker. And then he was like, "Don't kick me." He's like, "I'm the coach. I can kick you if I want."
He's out here saying that his resume is the best, and he's making his assistant coaches defend their resumes. Like, bro. First of all, here's my thing, right? And this is another reason I hate college. I feel like college head coaches think that they are so high and mighty and that they're better than everybody else. Bro, college sports is a completely different thing than professional, especially in the NFL. Like, I hate Rex Ryan. I really do. He's probably one of the most annoying people I've ever seen in my entire life. But with that being said, he said that he talked to Urban Meyer like when he was getting the job or whatever. And Urban said something about recruiting. Like, oh, yeah, I've recruited before. You're talking about recruiting, my guy? In the NFL. Nobody cares if you can recruit. Because guess what? You don't recruit in the NFL. You get this garbage can of an organization handed to you and say, hey, bud, we're going to need you to fix this one.
Yeah.
There is no, oh, yeah, well, I'll just go out and I'm going to go.
You get this 5-star. I mean, he's
get
coming here.
5-star because I'm going to tell him that I'm going to take very good care of him at Ohio State.
These aren't 18-year-olds, man. These are.
You know what you're going to get? You know what you're going to get? You're going to get the 18. You're going to get the 32nd ranked offensive line, a new quarterback, one wide receiver that's like B-, and say go win games or you're fired. That's what you get. And next thing, when are we going to learn that college coaches don't work in the NFL? Like good ones though. Because I think if you're a mid, like you don't have that high and mighty thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just better than everybody else, blah, blah, blah. But I think if you're a very good college coach, you do, bro, Lou Holtz, terrible.
Even Nick Saban.
Exactly. Logan, I know you've pointed out Nick Saban, terrible.
Matt Rule.
Was he really like a, high end?
I mean, apparently he turned around 2 programs. So somehow they're better without him.
Let's go with Urban Meyer. And then there's one other one who literally quit like week 16. Like he literally just quit. I can't remember who it is. But he quit like week 6. I just had a stroke. Week 16 and didn't even finish that season. So when are we going to learn that like these college coaches just don't do NFL well?
Yeah. It's a weird situation. I don't get why like a lot of people have been talking about Jim Caldwell lately, like with the Lions, like how he was at least winning some games, like they were going like 9-7, 9-7, and then they fire him, and now and it was funny seeing Lion fans in the comments. They're like, well, we only beat crappy teams. We couldn't beat good teams. Like now you can't beat any of them. Like you got to take it or you leave it, man. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't understand the hype behind getting a college coach because I think there's a lot of other factors in college. Like if it's a very good team, like a powerhouse team, it doesn't really matter who's coaching because all the good players are going to go there and you're just going to beat up on crappy teams. Like the record's not always impressive in college, but some guys are built for college, some guys aren't. So I really need the Raiders to get this win, man.
You know what? We're going to find – it's going to annoy me. So I'm trying to look up this dude's name.
Another thing I didn't put it in the doc. Why do coaches hate kickers? Like, why are we not kicking – why are we not taking 3? Why are we not going for the extra point anymore? Why do we hate kickers now? What is it?
Bro.
What is it?
If we're talking about Ravens game –
and Chargers. We're talking about Brandon Staley too, man. That man left 9 points on the board.
And then that's my favorite part of it, right? That's my favorite part. That's how we play. That's how we play around here. So you lose. That's how you play around here. You lose.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Like I get into the arguments with the analytic people. I know the number says that he should have went for it here because you would have had a better chance at winning. Did I ask though? Because guess what? Every decision is great until you make it and it's wrong.
Yeah.
The Jags thought Urban Meyer was a great decision, didn't they? Wrong.
Yeah. Oh,
this man Jim Harbaugh
another coach
twice.
Another coach, not for kicking for college. Chip Kelly, he was a bad
Chip
college.
Kelly,
bad
that
college
was an experiment. That first year with the Eagles, fired.
Yeah.
After that, fired. Get it?
Yeah.
But no, I hate it so much. Like, here's my thing, especially with that Raven game last night, right? You can't sit here and tell me that it was like, oh, well, the Packers had just gone up and down the field all night long and we couldn't stop them. You literally just got a stop on defense where they moved about 3 feet total and got the ball back to your offense and went down and scored and could have tied the game. Now, here's my other thing too, right? Say you get the 2-point conversion. There's 45 seconds left in the timeout for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's too much time, man. Like
here's my thing. At least if you get the extra point, maybe they're like, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna take a knee heading to overtime. You go for 2 and you get it. You guarantee that the Packers have to go down the field and just get a field goal. Remember, they just need the field goal. And for some reason, Max Crosby, terrible, or Mason Crosby, right?
Mason Crosby. Yeah.
It is Mason. Max Crosby, the one on the Raiders, is terrible at normal field goals. This man is the most clutch kicker I've ever seen in my entire life. Josh, don't ruin this field goal for me either, by the way.
I need it.
Well, don't ruin it for me. I want to know what happens, but I want to actually see it happen. We got a 48-yard attempt here. This man.
But did you see the video of Harbaugh?
Right down the middle. Did they call the timeout to ice him? Oh, of course they did.
But did you see the video of Harbaugh on the sideline before the decision to go for 2?
I got out of the shower when I saw it, so I didn't actually watch it.
So basically, he's just asking Tyler Huntley and Mark Andrews if they want to go for 2. If you ask any player on the planet if they want to go for 2, they're saying yes. But you're the coach. That's why you're there, so you make the decisions.
No, that's the same. That's the same. You want to know? You want to know what the same energy is? You want to go out and play? Yeah, coach, I'm 100% perfectly healthy. No, you're not.
Yeah,
you don't have a kneecap, bro.
Daniel Jones followed on the field while he's walking out there. Of course they want to play. Of course they want to go for 2 in the win. But that's your decision. Like that's why you're the coach. So you make those decisions. It's so annoying. I get it's cool. Like I'm glad he takes players' input. Everyone was hyping him up, but I'm like it didn't work last week, man. You're 0 for 1. Like take your chances.
That is a terrible, terrible play call. As the Raiders won the game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Parlay is alive.
Nice little 16-14 walk-off field goal by Daniel Carlson. So, hey, you know what else?
A kicker lost me a bet today. Old Dominion in Tulsa. I had plus 10.5. They lost by 13. There was a missed field goal in the first half. That's the cover. But a kicker just kept my parlay alive. So,
that keeps the Bengals in that number 4 seed, too.
Yeah. But shout out to the Browns for hanging in that game, man, with losing everybody.
This is true.
I mean, shout out to the Browns.
But what was I about to say? Damn. I don't know. Oh, the play call. Awful. Because I was listening to Matt Hasselbeck last night on ESPN, right? And he said it, and I totally agree with it too. Now, if you look at it, everybody always says with a play call like that, you're eliminating half the field because you're rolling out right or whatever. No, you're not. You eliminated 2/3 of the field.
Yeah.
Because you're taking all the way from the left to literally 1/3 of the right, and you have about this much space now to make a throw.
And I think going to Mark Andrews there,
half of the field would have been right down the middle. No.
Going to Mark Andrews there is kind of like, of course you want to get him the ball. Like if you could choose a player on that team, get the ball. But you got to know, like you're on the goal line. They're going to cover the shit out of Mark Andrews because he's already got like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. They're not going to let him do it again. But I thought, maybe a rollout is okay if your plan is to let Huntley get in the end zone, not to let him throw it. Like if you're going to roll out, it's got to be quarterback's got to take it. Other than that, like I don't know, like a read option, RPO maybe, just get people moving. Like just not in the
too, right? Like that. The success that the Ravens had in that game was when he was scrambling around. If you remember the touchdown that tied the game, he literally ran it right up the middle and ties the game. Yeah. So why now all of a sudden are you like, you know what? Never mind. Don't really want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't make any sense. Like you're 100, like that eliminates so much rolling out all the way to the corner. And that's where all your guys are going to. Like it works like in the open field. Like if you're on like the 40, it makes more sense there because you can get guys a little bit deeper. But when you're on the 1 for a 2-point conversion, it's literally you're throwing it to this pylon or you're throwing it to that pylon. Like there's 2 options at that point.
And also, though, if you look at that play low key that nobody's talking about, Hollywood is wide open.
Yeah, he was. He was
wide open.
Huntley was missing a lot. But
here's the other thing. He's probably said, listen, if it's not Andrews, we're losing anyway.
Yeah.
So do we really blame him? Like he's a backup for a reason. But by the way, played fantastic.
He played really good, man.
Played fantastic.
I also want to say screw Aaron Rodgers for cost because I had another bet I lose. A freaking Aaron Rodgers misses Allen Lazard wide open in the end zone would have made it like a 17-point game instead of an 11-point game. Then they score, and they wind up only winning by one, where if, they throw that touchdown, that score isn't going to happen. It's so annoying, man. It's so annoying.
Betting is a bitch. But
and I have a cash out problem. I parlayed the Texans and the Pistons, and Texans win, and I cash out, and Pistons win, and I miss out on $40 because I panicked and cashed out before the game started. Just bad business. I gotta trust my bets.
I would do it. I feel like I would do it though, because like you see these people that like take a $10 bet and can win like $500,000 if one of the last legs hit. But like if they cash out, it's like 45.
I'm cashing out of those.
Bro, I'm cashing out faster than you can do anything. Because I know, first of all, when is the last time too that like BR Bets or ESPN or something has posted one of those and the last leg actually hits? Never.
Like there's never a follow-up. There's never a follow-up. Like, congrats. It's never happened.
No, it's literally always the last, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? The Ram Cardinal game, the guy needed the Cardinals to win by 3, lose. Yeah. It never happens. There's never a happy ending.
I feel like they lie about, like, someone was like, a bettor put $150 on the Lions winning. Like, nobody did that. Not a single human took the Lions. Nobody did that.
Yeah, listen, the Lions are 2-3-1 in their last 6.
Hey, they're back, man. They're back.
Yeah, I think if anybody can lead them out of everything, it's Dan Campbell, bro.
Him and Jared Goff.
Love that guy. Big Dan Campbell guy.
Oh, yeah. He's the best, man. He's the best.
Let's see. What else do we got on here? Ooh, this is a good one. You think the Dolphins are going to sneak on into the playoffs there?
I think it's very possible, especially because, what is it, 7 straight now that they've won?
6.
6 straight. I just think, like, because we just went over kind of the playoff picture, you got the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens all right around there. Because I think, like, the top 7 doesn't even include Cleveland or Baltimore right now. Like, I don't think that they're
– Go back to the playoff picture. Let's see how this looks now.
Because Miami's 7-7 now. They're right at 500.
Yeah, they're not even – they're technically not – oh, yes, they are on the list. They're the 11 seed.
Yeah, so I think, like, if they can continue this win streak, like, if they keep this momentum going and finish the season with, like – because what can they be now? Like 10-7? Is that where they can finish?
Yeah.
So if they can finish 10-7 and a couple teams lose, I think that's nice. But I didn't look at their schedule for the rest of the year, so I'm not 100% sure who they have left. But I'm guessing there's probably a divisional game in there with.
I know they play the Patriots the last week of the season.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be tough, but I think they're going to be close. I think it's very possible.
Let's see. They play the Saints next Monday, then the Titans, and then the Patriots.
So that's a tough way to end the season.
Tough last 3, man.
That is tough. But hey,
but then again, is it? Like,
Saints.
I'm not a Titans guy anymore. I think the Titans are trash.
Yeah, no Derrick Henry. Julio is non-existent.
Bro, his man Julio might have to retire. I'm being honest with you.
You really think so?
We're getting to that point where
I haven't watched him a lot. Is he like bad now? Like, is he?
Bro, he can't. Yeah, you want to know why you haven't watched him a lot? Because he isn't on the field.
Really?
Bro, this man comes back from an injury, played like a half, got another hammy down.
He's getting old, man. He's getting old. It sucks. I hate that.
Never the Bills are walking in the playoffs to F this shit up again like last year. Listen, who said the Bills weren't going to make the playoffs, Logan? I never said the Bills weren't going to make it.
Bills kind of suck too, man. I'm not going to lie.
Bro, the Bills just can't run the ball.
They tried to this week, and they actually did a decent job. But it's just like it's later. Like, you're waiting so long to try to establish a run game.
Bro, the Bills had – who's like a mid running back, bro? Who's like definition mid running back?
Saquon.
Yo, Saquon's trash, bro. That catch he made though this week was fire.
Yeah, that was. Lost his first fumble of his career too.
Yo, give the Bills like Darrell Henderson, bro.
Darrell Henderson is. Yeah, but they still wouldn't. How much better is Darrell Henderson than Devin Singletary?
Well, with the way Devin Singletary be playing, very.
But they don't give him the ball. Like, they don't give him the ball.
I wonder why. Probably because he averaged about a yard a carry.
I mean, that does play, but I mean, Zach Moss is decent. Like, you have two okay running backs. I mean, I just don't think they like to use the
Yeah, but
running
they're
backs.
not even like top 30.
Really? I mean, there's a lot of teams with basically no good running backs. Like, there's a few teams like that. Like, the Jets have no good running backs.
Michael Carter?
He's raw. He's not there yet. He's
All
not
right,
there yet.
fine.
But I think, like, I
think
wouldn't
the
say.
Patriots have 3 better running backs than the Bills, bro.
Yeah, there are a couple teams like the Browns. They got I think all three of them.
Yeah.
I think they got 3 guys that are probably
Honestly,
better.
the Titans backup running
I don't
back.
know. I still imagine Devin Singletary as the guy I drafted in fantasy last year that was supposed to be like this impact player.
God.
Yeah, but he's not, and I still want him to be that. So I don't know. I still back him, but yeah, he kind of sucks. But I feel like even if they had a good running back, Josh Allen would still finish with like 11 carries a game.
Yeah, but imagine a good running back where they could run RPOs with Josh Allen instead of like Zach Moss, where it's like, all right, you're running an RPO, but we're much more concerned with Josh Allen.
Yeah, like give it to Zach Moss if you want. Like,
yeah, like well, I'd much rather Zach take the ball than you, Josh.
Yeah,
which by the way, they really need a running back because Josh is going to have a 5-year career, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's Lamar or Kyler where he like gets out.
He takes hits. He initiates contact too. Like he likes it. He likes it.
He's literally Big Ben.
Yeah.
More athletic though.
Yeah, not as fat.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Let's see what else we got here. Chiefs, best team in the league again. Now listen, after the Raider game, I was not convinced because it was the Raiders and they had destroyed them in both games this year, and then immediately after went back to being mid on offense. Chargers game was impressive, so I'm definitely more impressed with that one. But once again, if you check it out, and of course, listen, you can only play the people that are on the field. That game completely different if Derwin James can stay healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Derwin James got knocked out of that game, and all of a sudden Travis Kelce turned into Travis Kelce.
No,
but before that, he wasn't really doing much because Derwin James is on him. Derwin James goes out, and this man puts up like 191, 2 touchdowns, 13 catches. Like, you got him in fantasy. See you in the semifinals.
I have not even looked at my lineup. I haven't looked at my lineup since probably like week 11. Like I was losing so much, I was like, screw it. I'm in like 4 leagues. I lost all of them. Like that.
Bro, you know that this week you could have had like the number, like a top 5 quarterback, like top, like if you had 2 top like 15 running backs, like 2 top 20 wide receivers or whatever, blah, blah, you would have put up like 40 points in some of them.
Really?
Because like Kyler did nothing. Yeah. Mike Evans did nothing. Like Joe, Matthew Berry tweeted it out, and I looked at it and I was like, nah, that's depressing. Because here's the other thing too. All you freaks out there that say fantasy football skill, you're a weirdo.
It is not skill, man. It's luck and time.
The luckiest thing ever is fantasy football, bro.
Like you pick up a guy on the waiver wire because you need a player at his position. He turns out being really good, and you think you're a genius because you picked him. It's like, no, bro, you almost picked up that other guy.
Here we go, right? Listen to this. So, if you had a lineup of Kyler Murray, Najee Harris, Cordero Patterson, Jamar Chase, Pittman, Dawson Knox, Joe Mixon, Nick Folk, their average throughout the season, your average score throughout the season would have been 142. They scored 49 this week.
That's tough, man. That is tough because that's a nice lineup. Like I would start that lineup every week, but that's tough.
Their average throughout the year would have been 142. That
is tough.
And then you got all the injury. It was tough life out here. It was exactly. It's not. I absolutely agree with you over there on Colorcast Crypto. There's no skill to fantasy football. Skill. I love some fantasy football though. I have way too many leagues.
I can't even like I'm only in 4 or 5, and that's way too much, man. You're probably in like 12.
No, you're in a lot 20.
Yeah, so you're in a lot more than
But you see, here's the thing though. I'm only in about 5 to 8 that I actually pay attention to. And the other ones are like random leagues that I join on ESPN because I really like drafting teams. And mock drafts just don't give me the same rush as that drafting an actual team. So I just go on there, join a random league draft, and then never change my lineup. Bro, one of my lineups I haven't looked at the entire year. I went 11-2. I was like, okay, look at me. Never even changed the lineup one time. But yeah, so I don't know, Josh. Think the Chiefs are goated again? They're the best team?
I do. I think they're the best team. I think especially Edwards-Helaire being back healthy. I think, but best team waivers week to week, kind of. Like, I would say no if Tom and the Bucks won yesterday. I'd be like, nah, I think the Bucks are still a little bit ahead. But with the injuries, it's just tough because didn't Godwin tore his ACL, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so
and guess what? Here's the thing too, right? The Bucks were talking like, "Oh, we're really going to bring back Antonio Brown after everything." Now you are.
You better.
Damn right they are now.
You better.
Because Mike Evans week to week with a hamstring too, but apparently he could play on Sunday. Leonard Fournette had a little hammy in that game too.
Rojo played decent though. Rojo was decent.
Not terrible.
I can't put the Bucks there right now because of the Godwin injury, and they've had a rough week. Like, it is the Saints again, though.
Bro,
like that's what kind of
weird.
It doesn't make sense why the Saints.
Brady's 1-4 against the Saints.
Isn't that the first time he's been shut out in like 15 years? They said
that's the first time he's been shut out in 15 years, but that's the first time he's been shut out at home in his career.
That's insane, man. Why is it like
apparently? That's what I heard.
Like the Saints defense is very good, but shutting out Tom Brady good, that's insane. That's insane. But yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs for this week. And I think probably up until the end of the season, I think Edwards-Helaire being back is really nice for them to have that run game. The defense is on steroids right now compared to what they were for the first part of the season. They're playing out of their mind. And that was without Chris Jones. They didn't even have Chris Jones in that game, and they played really well. And then, just the trio of Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill, it's one of the best trios in NFL history. Like, honestly, like it's insane how good they are together. So I got to go with them as the best. They started off. I think I said on this show they're not going to make the playoffs. And
I think I did too. So
yeah, and now they're the number 1 seed. So yeah, I think I got to give them best in the league right now.
See, my thing is, I think it's my hatred for them, if anything, that said they weren't going to make the playoffs. Because listen, I'm a Patriot fan, so I automatically hate them because we had that little rivalry over the years. Then again, can it really be a rivalry when all you do is win? Just saying. And also, how dare people compare Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady already? Spit on that. Disgusting.
Too early, man. Too early for stuff like that.
Disgusting. Makes me sick. But I'm actually going to go with the Packers, man. They disappoint every year, so I was always hesitant. But at some point, you just have to be like, all right, screw it. Yeah. They're still missing Zadarius Smith. They're missing Jair Alexander, and they just win. Now all of a sudden, the Packers were like, you know what? We forgot MVS was pretty decent. We're gonna get him involved again. Aaron Rodgers literally came out and said, yeah, we're gonna get him involved. And what does he do? He's had 90 yards and a touchdown in that game. Yeah. So if you can get him going, plus Devontae Adams, and then
Mercedes Lewis is still a very good tight end too.
Oh, and then underrated running back tandem is Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon is a giant. I don't know how people tackle him, man.
That man has calves, not calves, thighs.
His thighs, bro, insane.
Tree trunks.
Yeah, it's insane.
Logan, you're absolutely correct. Every team needs to eat, sleep, and shit those Saints tapes to try to figure out how to stop Brady. But here's the thing, right? I was once again listening to Hasselback on ESPN. The problem with the Saints is they just have a lot of people who can win one-on-one battles.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Jordan is unbelievable. Now I can't think of their cornerback.
Lattimore?
Yes, Lattimore has always done good against
Gardner
them.
Johnson's a beast too.
And the other thing too, Malcolm Jenkins matches up really well with Gronk. He used to be a corner, but he still has the size of a safety, plays safety now. So not a lot of teams can match up with them. The Saints just match up with them really well. And then, that's the other thing. After you practice, because here's the thing. I saw a lot of people, Aaron Rodgers went into Arizona and beat them without all their players ever. And that is impressive. I don't disagree with it. But there's also a very big difference of practicing the entire week and knowing those players aren't going to play. And then all of a sudden, by the time it's the second quarter with 10 minutes left, you don't have your three best players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're going to sit here and tell me that Scotty Miller and like, I literally don't even know the names of some of the wide receivers last night. Like Tyler Johnson or something. I don't know. You're telling me they were getting first team reps with Brady?
Yeah, Rashad Perriman's a first team. He's a first team guy. You know, that's what he does.
But it was Cam Jordan was yes, he was. Got his 100th career sack in that game.
Hey, shout out to him.
So it was there were a lot of weird games. Like how the Lions blow out the Cardinals, bro. Like
and Jared Goff was on fire. On fire.
I still have it Brady, man.
I said
still
it
have it Brady. I still have it Brady, but while before it was a runaway, I think now it's like, okay. Might want to step on the gas here again, Tom.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing, right? Brady, in my eyes, has had like 2 terrible games. Obviously, this being one of them. And Rodgers missed a game and had also, remember the first week of the season where they played the Saints, lost 38-3. So, like, in my eyes, it's kind of even there in, like, terrible games. And I think they've both had amazing games. But Brady still leads, like, all of the passing things for, like, every category. Mm-hmm. So I still give it to him based on that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I said
it'll come down to the wire probably again.
A couple of weeks ago, I said it was Brady's to lose. Like, I don't think other guys having good games while he's having good games is enough to take it from him. This is kind of how you could lose it, is having a game like that. But I would still have him as number one. I think if Rodgers gets that 4th touchdown and breaks the record, then I think he might be in the lead for me. But didn't get that because he missed a wide open guy. So that's why you're not the MVP.
It's not because you're salty about the parlay or anything.
No, it has nothing to do with him costing me $40. Nothing to do with that.
Of course not. Why would it? I mean, that's just a crazy thing
to say.
It's irrelevant. People, we're going to take our little break here now. We're going to take our little break. Also, Rodgers can be the Packers all-time passing touchdown record on Christmas Day.
Done it.
Twice, Josh.
Yeah,
Twice.
He missed 2. Yeah, he's right. He missed 2 of them.
We're going to take our little break here now. And listen very carefully. We're going to talk about Spider-Man. But no spoilers. We're not a spoiler show, people. Because, listen, I was out here fighting demons to not see any spoilers. Bro, I go on YouTube and there's a clip from the movie on my suggested page. Like, what is that, YouTube?
I hated that too. Me too, man. I hated that.
And it made me very angry. So we're not gonna spoil nothing. Not a damn thing. Besides the fact that Spider-Man is in the movie.
Yeah,
he's in there. That.
He's in there.
Doctor Strange also in the movie.
What you saw in the trailer is all in the movie.
Yeah, everybody you saw in the trailer in the movie can confirm.
Yeah.
Man. 90, I think it had like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. Had like a 9.4 on IMDb. Had some high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And it delivered. It really did. Yeah. I walked in there. I was like,
you go to PAX theater? Is it like good reaction in your theater?
I did have some fantastic reactions. In fact, there was one reaction that I didn't understand. That's just because I don't watch like everything.
Was it earlier? It was earlier. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that because I haven't seen like everything that I should have. But man, funny, very funny. Yeah, I think that's the thing that Marvel movies don't get is like that they're actually pretty like funny. Like you go back.
The timing is perfect. Like
timing is always perfect.
Yeah.
Like you go back and watch Thor, like those movies. That Ragnarok is funny, bro.
Yeah.
Like Endgame has some funny moments too. Like I remember, Tony's like, "Yo, you lose the shield again. I'm not giving it back to you." Yeah. Funny stuff, man. Or when Thor and Cap are fighting, and he says, "No, you get the little one." Yeah. Funny stuff. Yeah. Funny stuff. So great movie. Literally, probably going to go see it again.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Are you?
Because my dad
See, my
hasn't seen
boy
it
is seeing it right now with some of his other friends. I'm a little jelly.
yet.
But, I'm here for the people. But
Yeah,
great movie, funny. It makes you feel all the emotions you want.
Oh yeah.
All of the emotions.
Yeah,
So,
I went and saw when I saw it at noon on Friday because I was not risking getting bad seats because when I saw Endgame, like I love theater reactions, like I love it, I love the energy in it. And when I went and saw Endgame, I saw it first showing, opening night, packed theater, and it was literally like me and like four other guys reacted to the cool stuff. Like when Cap caught the hammer. It was just me and three other guys that like stood up and cheered, and I was like,
mad bozo.
this is stupid, bro. Like I had a terrible seat for it too. I was like, I'm getting a good seat, and I'm going during the day, so I don't even care if it's packed or not. But yeah, I saw it, and it was every bit of what it was exceeded my expectations, and I had very high expectations coming into it, and it for sure exceeded them, and a lot of people and everybody, there was like 8 other people there for when I saw it. They all left before the credits. Like all
Bro,
of them
I
left.
don't understand people that leave before end credits at Marvel movies.
It's like, are you stupid, bro? Like that's where there's a big payoff for staying. Like, but those second credits, man, Jesus, they took about 5 hours, man.
That's how I felt when I saw the Eternals. Because I heard that there was 2 end credit
I
scenes.
still
So I
haven't
say,
seen that
bro,
one, man.
you got to go. They sit there and make you go through every credit, the studio. I'm like, bro,
like do all these people really care if their name's on there?
But I don't care.
Yeah, like I'm sure they don't like it's cool you get your name on the credits, but I'm sure they're okay if like, hey, we can leave half of these people off. Like that's okay. Like that's
like
fine.
You got your check, bro.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, like your friends and family know what you do. That's all you need. You don't need like I don't know you, so why do I got to see your name on there? Like it's cool.
Listen, all I'm saying is the second end credit scene, bro. I cannot get enough of that. Can't get enough.
And man, another thing, I didn't even put it on the doc, but Hawkeye finale on Wednesday, man.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Kingpin is here finally. Yelena is
so bad, bro.
She is.
Respectfully, bro. Different. I'm right. Listen, she's right behind Wanda for baddest in the MCU.
Yeah.
I would have, but listen.
I don't know, man. Zendaya.
Yeah, but she's not really a. I also, this is a hot take. I find her a little overrated, just a tad.
It's your preference.
Like, big fan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tad, though.
I get it.
Elizabeth Olsen, though.
Yeah.
Come take a spin in the Cyclone. Yelena, I miss you.
She's hilarious too, bro. Like her character.
Oh yeah, her performances are fantastic.
I loved in the last episode too how they showed like. I love when they go back in time to like the snap and stuff.
The blip, bro.
Yeah, like that was awesome.
So fire.
That stuff. That was the best. Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy finale because there's a couple rumors. I can't even say what they are really because it kind of counts as like a spoiler.
I haven't heard these. We might have to talk after the show.
Yeah,
I haven't heard these.
Yeah, we might have to.
Also, shout out CJ. I've been watching the Brady doc, Man in the Arena.
I only watched 2 of those.
Bro, fantastic.
Very good. Very, very good. I didn't realize like the whole Bledsoe thing. Like I knew obviously like, he gets injured and all that, but I didn't even know he got that contract. Like I didn't know
I knew that
guy. I didn't know. Like I don't really know a lot about that.
See, I knew all of that. I never knew like how little faith I guess they had in Brady. Where it was like, oh, obviously Drew's gonna get his job back, and then like he doesn't get his job back, and everybody felt bad for. And like Drew was like, like you always hear, like, oh yeah, I'm happy for the guy, but like even the press conferences, like when Drew had to talk about it, he was like, yeah, I want my job back.
Yeah. It
was like I never knew all that happened.
And then when the Bills beat them at the beginning of the year, like that was crazy. But then they got him back. Got
smacked him.
Yeah.
But and even that, and I've obviously watched all of them, so they've gone over already the 2 losses to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
those are the ones I really want to see.
I could barely watch them. It makes my skin crawl.
I bet.
But even the second one, like where the second Super Bowl loss to the Giants, and because Giselle's on that episode, because that you got to remember the year before. No, well they had gotten like married and started their family like right when Brady tore his ACL, because they talk about that too, and it's really nice. It's good. They really did a good job on that, so I'm excited to see more. The next episode is out tonight at midnight. That's the Seahawks Super Bowl. So I'm very excited for this one. I can't wait for them to go over the Falcon one though. That's the one
that's gonna be
the one I'm really waiting for. But it's also just entertaining, like listening to Brady like talk about football.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could sit there because like there's the thing, like analysts talking about it, like I can listen to it, but it's the fact that Brady's my favorite player and he's so smart when it comes to it because he's seen everything that like I sit there like fascinated, like how the hell, like it's, and especially now because he's seen everything. Like there isn't a defense you throw at him that he's like, wow, that's new. It's kind of like,
wow, it's new every week.
Very fun, very very fun. But we move on. We continue, people. Listen, the second Monday Night Football game is underway. Bears, Vikings, not the best.
Give me the Bears.
Games.
Give me the Bears.
Really?
Bear down, Justin Fields. Let's go.
Nah, I got Vikings all the way. Dalvin Cook can continue to carry me to a championship. In that league that I made you join with my friends. Yeah, your boys in the championship for the second year in a row, looking to go back to back.
I wonder where I'm at in that league. I'm gonna have to look.
What happened?
I don't even. Never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna say. Never mind. No, never mind.
But your boy's looking to go back to back, so feeling good. All right, Josh, it's that time of the show. Our QB and player of the week. Who do you have?
My quarterback of the week, none other than Jared Goff. He's had a very good game, 21-26, 216 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shout out to Jared Goff getting the win against the number 1 seed. Well, used to be number 1 seed. So, yeah, Jared Goff.
You know what? They lost the game, of course. Bro, this man Huntley played like Jamar Laxon out there, bro. It was an unbelievable performance out of him. Did he have like 4 total touchdowns? Yeah, at least 2 passing and 1 rushing I know of.
No, he only had 3 total.
3? Hey, even then.
Yeah, still.
Against the Packers defense that had been playing very, very well. What a guy. Very proud.
No, he had to have had 4.
I'll have to take a look.
It was 30-31, so it had to have been 4.
Well, they could have run the ball with somebody.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't think Latavius Murray scored.
Actually, no, he didn't. I think he did.
Did he?
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now. Ready? He did. Let's see. Let's go versus Packers. Oh, no, that's not what I want. That took me to the Green Bay Packer homepage. Nobody cares about that. Let's go to stats here. And this is only the Google stats are literally useless, by the way.
You got to go to ESPN, man.
It's the most annoying thing I've ever had to deal with in my life.
Yeah.
Green Bay. He did have 4.
He did.
2 rushing touchdowns. He had 13 rushes for 73 yards, 2 touchdowns, and was 28 of 40 for 215 and 2 passing. So 4 total touchdowns on the day versus a Packer defense. Very, very good. So, hey, Tyler Huntley, what a guy.
Yeah. My player of the week, a guy we haven't heard of. He wasn't really great or anything, but he's guys bounced around, been decent, and came back to his hometown and had a great game. Duke Johnson, 22 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns, helped the Dolphins get the win. Just a guy, he's kind of been in and out of lineups his whole career. Sometimes he's decent, sometimes he's not, but it's nice to see him go out and have himself a game.
I'm going to go with Cam Jordan, a defensive player this time, which we usually don't do. But listen, he's the reason that they shut out the Bucs. I believe he had 2 sacks on Brady. Got his 100th career sack in the game, like I said before. Just an unbelievable game out of him and the entire Saints defense. If I could pick them as my player of the game, I would. But I pick a player. So I'll go with Cam Jordan, the man who probably affected everything the most. Josh, who are we going to, if I can get the banner in time, put some respect on?
I don't really have someone to put some respect on. I want to say Jared Goff, but it'll never happen.
No.
Because of his record without Sean McVay and everything. But I do think, let's quit calling him a bum. Like, sure, as a number 1 overall pick, he's kind of a bust.
True.
But overall, I think he's had a decent career. So I think, this is 2 wins on a Lions team where they're a lot better than 2-11-1. Like their record doesn't show. They're actually 9-5 at the spread this season. So they've played really well this year. So I think I'm not going to put him on the list with everyone else, but just, let's calm down on all the Jared Goff. Hey, he's okay.
I don't. You know what? Can I go with Cam Jordan in a weird way? Because it's kind of like you talk about edge rushers, and it's always like, oh yeah, well TJ Watt, and or like you talk about the elite defender, the like defensive, front. It's always like TJ Watt and Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett and this person, Cam Jordan, I feel like he's never in there.
Yeah.
Hey, man has over 100 career sacks. Man has been great his entire career anchoring that Saints defense. So I'm going to need a little more respect thrown on the man's name. A little bit more.
It's a good one.
And Josh, now we have to pray together.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we could, you got to put Godwin in there for a speedy recovery. So, there's that.
I'm going with Teddy Bridgewater, man.
Yeah. Man.
Hate it, man. He keeps getting these terrible injuries. You hate to see any player get taken on a stretcher. Same with Parham for the Chargers.
Yeah, I was going to say Parham. That was the weirdest.
They said, but it came out today that it was just a concussion. So Parham's going to be okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a play like that. Where
that's scary, man.
He hits his head, and then
gone, out.
Yeah, arms went stiff. Man was shaking. Which, by the way, Joe Buck, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
it's a little cold in California. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Great analysis.
Come on, man. That was so stupid. Yeah, prayers to those guys. Hope they all, hope it's all okay. Hope they all get safe and healthy, speedy recoveries.
And Josh, we now go to everyone's. Oh, wait, no, I lied. We have winners and losers. Listen, let's be real here. Winners, Dan Campbell, the Lions. He's going to turn it around. I feel it in my bones. He's going to turn it around. Let's see. I don't know. There's not. Oh, I'm crying, bro. Watching ESPN right now, they're showing Steve Young and everybody trying to do that dance that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm crying. You gotta love the attempt.
Trevor Lawrence, you're out of Urban Meyer's coaching.
Is true.
Group, so. That's good for him to get that terrible coach out of the way. And I'm going to a college quarterback, Bailey Zappi. He broke 2 records this year. He threw for 5,967 yards, most ever in a single season. Threw for 62 touchdowns, beat Joe Burrow's record. And against App State in a bowl game this past week, 422 yards and 6 touchdowns. He plays at Western Kentucky, so it's not, this big program where everybody knows him, but he deserves to get some. Because I didn't see that anywhere. I didn't see his record broken.
I literally never heard of him. Not one time.
Literally the best season of all time from a quarterback. It's insane. But, yeah, give Bailey Zappi some respect.
And then, I was going to say losers. You got any? No, I mean Urban.
Urban. People who spoil movies. You're a terrible person. You are bad. People don't want that to happen, but you do it anyway. And Aaron Rodgers because he cost me money.
Fair. I don't know. I don't think I really got any. I always struggle with the winners and losers. First of all, I never prepare for it because I'm a go on the fly guy. So I usually have somebody, then forget it when the time comes. But also, I just don't know. I just never know. But Josh, I think it's because I'm always excited to get to this segment of the show We're going to go into our Week 15 recaps before we give our Week 16 predictions. So, Josh, how are we looking?
I'm not going to lie, man. All I know is we only disagreed on one game, and I lost that game. So I don't have the record. I'm going to get the record next week. I have to go back and watch film because my math has been wrong for about 3 straight weeks.
Several times.
Yeah, it's been about 3 straight weeks. So I'm going to have to go back. I go break down the film. Got to get the numbers right because I don't want to screw Connie over because I think he might be up 2, but he says 1, and I don't.
See, look, I'm even trying to be nice here.
Yeah, but I'll go back next week. We're somewhere in the 115 win range. That's where we're both at right now. But yeah, we're gonna call it. Let's just for right now. This is not a number that's gonna stay. Connie has 115 wins. I have 114 wins. Let's just.
And you know the craziest part about this is people. Josh talked all that shit when he was up, and look where he is now, right back where the man belongs, right in the cellar.
I'm way better than where I was.
Of course, and better still isn't good enough. Right back to the cellar. The champ has returned, looking to take back my crown and continue.
I kind of called it that I was going to go down though. Like when I messed up all the numbers and then like I didn't even know who won.
I almost scheduled you for a neurological test because
and then I picked 2 teams. I got swept that week. I told you that week I was like I don't have good feeling about this. Like I did not. And now I'm losing for the first time all year.
This man, twice I had to tell him he picked the Bengals and I picked the Chargers.
Yeah, I know.
And then he went the full day thinking the 49ers had won the one game.
I did. I could have swore they would. Yeah.
Guys, I'm getting concerned for my mans.
I'm a
little concerned here.
I'm going to fix it. It's all going to be good. I'm not a math guy, okay? I think I finished my math.
Listen, math is not knowing who won. Man said he went through a whole day thinking
it's not
the 49ers won.
No, if you saw the numbers and the way I do it, man, Connie, why don't you start keeping next season? You are keeping score.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Since it's not.
I got to keep score for the hard count. I can't do it for the show too.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think so, Josh. I think I'll help you.
It's the same games.
I'll help you, bro. We'll make a nice Excel spreadsheet instead of you writing it.
I don't need your help. I got it. I don't need your help. I got it. I've had. This is my first time I've ever messed up in the 2 seasons we've done it. Okay. This is the first time I've had a mess up. It's just still happened that one mess up piled on, and now there is no stat for
now there's
the whole season. Yeah, that was just erased everything. It's kind of what happened with Facebook. Everything got erased. It just doesn't work anymore. But we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna get in the lab. I'm gonna get it done.
Well, we'll fix it right now. Week 16, we started off 49ers at the Titans. Now, listen, 49ers are playing pretty well. Titans, I don't have faith in. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Niners.
We got the Browns at the Packers. Listen, really? Really? Going with the Packers here.
I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna take Green Bay as well.
The Colts at the Cards, man. This is a tough one. I do not like picking this one at all. I'm very tempted to go with the Colts. The Cardinals don't play very well at home. But they just lost to the Lions. Only because they lost to the Lions, I'm going to pick the Cardinals.
I'm going with the Colts. I think since the bye week, the Cardinals look like a completely different team. And I think no D-Hop rest of the regular season, they're going to have a tough time against that defense.
We got the Bills and the Pats, baby. A little rematch of a couple of weeks ago where the Pats just ran the ball down their throat. It's going to be a completely different game, I would assume. The Bills are actually going to be able to throw the ball. So will the Patriots. I'm going to stick with my boys, man. I'm going to stick with my boys and hope that they lead me to the promised land.
Yeah, I don't think the Bills are all that. Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times, and the Bills lost. So I think him throwing it 20-plus is going to be good news for the Patriots. So I'm going to take the Pats.
Next up, we got the feisty little Lions over there and not the Cardinals, the Falcons. You know what? This should be a lot easier, but I'm still a little nervous. Give me the Falcons though. No way, Lions can't win 2 in a row, can they?
They can and they will. Give me Detroit,
Okay.
MCDC. MC, they're rolling, man. They're on fire.
You're not wrong. They are rolling. They are rolling. We have the 40. What am I doing? Am I having a stroke today?
It's this pick'em segment, man. It's killing us. I don't know what's happening.
God, we have to just send our picks into the commish.
Yeah.
We got the Ravens at the Bengals. Now, listen, I think the Bengals are going to lock up the division. I think they're going to put the foot on the throat of the Ravens.
So Lamar's probably going to play this game, right?
This is true.
Give me the Bengals.
Oh, this man's scared out here. Rams at the Vikings. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, definitely taking the Rams here.
And then we have the Toilet Bowl. We got the Jags at the Jets. Man.
This is stupid.
This shouldn't even be a game. And to think, Josh, I have to watch this because it's in the New York market. But thankfully, I have the Sunday ticket, so I'm not actually going to watch it. But it'll be on the TV. Zach Wilson looks pretty good this week. They almost beat the Dolphins. So let's go with the Jets here.
Yeah, I'm not losing on this game, so give me the Jets also.
Yeah, I assumed, and that's honestly very smart. The Giants at the Eagles, they just shut down Daniel Jones the rest of the year. I'm not picking long neck Glennon ever, so give me the Eagles.
I've heard that it might be a Jake Fromm game for the Giants, but I don't think that makes it any better. So I'm definitely taking the Eagles.
We got the Bucks at your Panthers. I think the Bucks are a little salty after that Saint loss. This could get ugly.
Even if I was up like 2 games heading into the last 2 weeks, I still think you would be the favorite to win because unfortunately I've made a commitment to never pick against the Panthers again, and I must uphold that commitment. Even though we're about to get the spread's probably going to be about 32.5, so I still think give me the Panthers.
That was the saddest game of the Panthers I think in show history.
Probably.
Yo, you got to think about it though. Low key, I have not gained that much ground on you for the Panthers this year because I feel like a lot of the times when the Panthers have played this year, I've agreed with you.
Yeah, I think there's more times you've agreed with me than against because the 3-0 start and then we played a bunch of bad teams, but then
I was picking the Panthers a lot at one point.
Yeah. Hey, off on the bandwagon, Gotti just always pick them.
Listen, they're like my 4th favorite team.
Hey,
I go Pats, Chargers, Raiders, Panthers.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know why.
I can't say the Pats are in my top 10, but
I've always liked the Chargers just because of the uniform.
Yeah,
I fell in love with those powder blues. Oh
yeah, those were.
And then CMC makes me love the Panthers. So once he's gone, I'll probably drop him out of this, top 32. Chargers at the Texans, not a question. Okay, we're moving on. Bears at the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Man, but that feels like just such a simple and right answer, but they suck, man.
They do suck. They're not good.
And even it's not like they suck, but the Bears suck too. Give me Seattle.
Steelers at the Chiefs. I'd love for the Steelers to win, and then the Patriots win. That would bring them back into a tie, but I think the Chiefs are going to take this one.
Yeah, Chiefs about to kill these boys. That's going to be a tough one.
Then we got the Denver Broncos with the Drew Locks of the world going up against the Raiders. Man, I'm going to take the Raiders, even though they just played today. And they won today. I forgot. They won. I'm taking them because I don't have faith in Drew Lock. Man got benched for Teddy, bro. Like, it's not like Teddy is a top, whatever quarterback.
Like, they brought him in. Like, they traded.
Yeah, like, it wasn't even a mistake. Like, they said, bro, we can't do the Drew Lock stuff no more.
I mean, the Raiders just snuck by Nick Mullins. but the Browns' rest of the team is much better than the Broncos' rest of the team. Yeah, just give me. You took the Raiders, right?
I did.
Give me the Raiders.
This man Matt Nagy was tweaking on the ref, got a flag from it.
Really?
I'm a big fan of when coaches go crazy, though.
Oh, I love it.
Love when they chew out the ref. Big fan.
Especially when they're right. Like, that's the best when they're right.
Oh, my gosh. That would have been a hell of an interception. And then finally, we rounded out on Sunday Night Football with the Washington football team at the Dallas Cowgirls. Can I say this, too, by the way? Cowboys, not impressive, and this is not being me being a hater once again. Bro, they barely beat the Giants.
They did.
Like they left the door wide open. If the Giants were
Danny Dimes wins that game.
Bro, literally.
Yeah.
So I am not impressed with the Cowboys at all. But I'm still going to pick them.
Yeah. I just think, the Cowboys are a little bit overhyped, but I think Washington is kind of one of the biggest disappointments so far this year, seeing how we all saw that defense coming into the year. So I'm also going to pick the Cowboys.
And with that being said, our Week 16 picks are done. And with the picks being done, it also means the show has come to an end.
Look at this.
Oh, a little baby Yoda.
It's a bowl.
Oh,
yeah, okay. That's the cool part.
Okay.
Early Christmas gift I got. It's nice.
That's a little early Christmas present, huh?
Oh yeah.
Josh, another pleasure, another great episode as per usual. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at JoeLynn_4. Make sure you go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once we get those, gotta get those subs up, guys. I know you want this giveaway to happen, so let's get over there. Let's subscribe. Follow the Twitter. Yeah, tune in next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you head over to Underdog if you haven't already. Use code GenZ. Doubles your first deposit. Lots of good stuff going on, man. They're not just football. They're basketball. They're probably gonna do college bowl game stuff. All the fights.
Esports out here, people.
Esports, man. Like they got everything over there. And you double your money. You double your money. You put in 100, they give you 100, man. Like so, if you lose that 100, they got your back. They got your back. They'll give it right back to you. So make sure you head over. Use code GenZ.
Yes, sir. As for me, Anthony Conover _ over there on Twitter for my thoughts on the world. Gen Z Sports, obviously follow that Twitter as well for this show. Monday, 7 Eastern, as we always do. Tuesday, I do the hard count, me and CJ, talking everything in the football world. We go even more in depth than we do on this show, break down every game, go over it, give our thoughts. That is Tuesdays, 9 Eastern. Thursday, I do the backstop banter with me and Michael. All things in the baseball world, which is a little tough, with the lockout. So you can't really do too much. But Mets got a new manager. There was another manager signed today. So we still got your back, people. Don't you worry, keeping you up to date on everything in the baseball world. Backstop banter. Make sure you go follow that Twitter as well. Like, subscribe, all the podcasts, the hard count, backstop, Gen Z, available everywhere, people. iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify. Listen, if you can listen to a podcast on it, we're probably there. And with that being said, a pleasure as always. We appreciate everybody tuning in, not only on, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everything like that, but to all of our listeners over there on Colorcast as well. Appreciate all of the love. And listen, people, until next time, we will see you.